welcome to another Suburban Som video, another from our tasting series, and today we're going to be trying Kenefick Ranch's Pickett Road Red. This is a wine that's new to me. I just joined their club a few months ago, and this is our first offering of this particular varietal. Now, I don't know much about it, but what it does say, well, first, Mr. Kenefick was a doctor, and he's apparently a retired neurosurgeon. This bottle is 63% Petit Verdot, 25% Merlot, and 12% Cab Franc. And it does say that he recommends decanting it. So we're not going to crack it open and enjoy right away. We'll go ahead and do what they say. So now if you don't have a decanter or any fancy tools like that, you don't have to worry. Just opening it is going to get air into it. I would do that at about 2 hours prior, especially when they recommend decanting, or if it's just a big age-worthy red. But since we have a decanter, we're going to go ahead and do that. And what this is going to do, it's going to let a lot more air in a lot faster. So we're going to pour the whole bottle in there. As you can see, there's all kind of splashing around, and that's kind of going to aerate your wine for you. Pull the whole thing in there, like so. And then we're going to go ahead and let that sit, and we're going to wait about 2 hours, and then we're going to come back to it. Okay, welcome back. Now, that wasn't quite 2 hours, but I'm kind of in a hurry to try this one out. We put this decanter in the fridge for just a few minutes to give it a little chill. I'd say it's probably just a little bit in the mid-60s, maybe 66 degrees Fahrenheit, which is kind of like the way I like the reds. That's going to tame this one a little bit too, but as you can see, it's in the decanter. It's gotten a lot of air. Also, if you have any, you'll want to serve this in a big round glass. This will also allow the wine to get a lot of additional air as you're drinking and enjoying it. So let's go ahead and just give it a splash. And once you pour, you'll also want to do this. You're going to want to swirl it, get as much air as possible into that. And as we do that, like I mentioned in the early part of this segment, this is going to be almost 2/3 Petit Verdot. Now, if you haven't heard of that varietal, don't worry about it. It's not a well-known varietal. They were using it in France, and it kind of fell out of favor because it tends to ripen a lot later than the other grapes do, and sometimes too late. Sometimes frost gets it, it doesn't ripen right, or the other grapes are ready to go and they're still waiting on this one, so they kind of gave up on it. Over here in the US, they found some climates where it works pretty well, and in some cases they make the whole bottle Petit Verdot. In others, like this one, they're using it as a blend. But like I said, it's predominantly Petit Verdot. Then they got some Merlot, which is going to smooth that out a bit, and then they round it out with some Cab Franc. So let's go ahead and see what we're looking at here. First, we're going to give it a sniff. So there's a little bit of blackberry in that. Dusty cellar floor, and maybe some charcoal notes. But you can tell this is going to be a bold wine. It's a very dark ruby, almost black color, you can see. So let's give it a try and see what it tastes like. Now what you're going to want to do is let that dance all over your tongue, cover your entire palate, pick up all those flavors. This wine is definitely very tannic. That's why they recommend decanting. And what tannic means, if you don't know, it's like, gives you that mouth puckering feel. And it's going to get that by leaving grape skin, stems, that kind of thing, that extra material in with the grapes longer. That's going to give it flavor, it's going to give it character, but it's also kind of, like I said, going to give you that mouth puckering feel. So in that, you're gonna get hints of cherry, black licorice, maybe coffee grounds. This is, like I said, very bold, very tannic, and by itself, I'm not sure you would want to consider this a sipping wine. We're going to have this with beef, and I think it's going to do very well. Also, I probably could give it another hour or so in the decanter. That would probably do well. Additionally, this is 2017, so this is pretty young for a red. I haven't looked it up yet, but I would be willing to bet you could probably cellar this a good 8 to 10 years. And I might pick up another one and just try that and see what happens. But I wouldn't say it's a bad wine. This is actually very good. A lot of character, bold, but not for the faint of heart. Certainly not one you're just going to want to sip out on the porch. I think they did a good job with that, though. It's a nice blend, and I'm looking forward to having that with our meal. So anyway, I am Scott with Suburban Somm. We're drinking the Kenefick Ranch 2017 Pickett Road Red, and that's what we're drinking today.